This is the Virginia Boys Kitchen's Black Walnut Cutting Board, and this was gifted to me by the brand to tell you about it. So a couple of things. First, I wanted to talk about the quality. So this is 100% walnut, like it's pretty heavy. And the other thing is that it's sourced in the US. So what that means is not only is it good for US economy, but a lot of other types of woods, when you get them from outside the US, they're dipped in things, treated with things that then you end up putting into your food because you're using it as a cutting surface. So you don't have to worry about any of that because this is from the US. It's not treated with any sort of chemicals. The only thing they do is they dip it in a food grade oil blend to help preserve it and make sure that you don't have to season it, which is really nice. The other thing is the warping. So I know that there were questions about this, and I would just say the board that I have is very straight. So obviously there's going to be small differences between the boards because it's natural wood, but I would not say that there is an issue with warping. So you can see that. I would say everything is pretty impressively straight. The other thing to talk about is the sanding. So these are actually sanded by hand. And so again, like handmade, you would assume there's going to be maybe minor imperfections, but I've been using this for several days in my kitchen, and the surface is not like baby smooth, but it's very smooth, and I've not had any issues with cutting on it and using it for food prep. So I know there were some concerns about that too, and you can run your hand over it. Doesn't feel like you're going to get a splinter. Like it's sanded well. It just may not be like a plastic cutting board that you're used to. There's one other thing I learned about walnut is it actually helps to preserve your knives by preventing them from going dull. I also wanted to show, so there's two sides. This is the side that I actually saved for charcuterie, so I don't end up having any knife cuts in here, but you certainly can use this as a cutting board. And then the other side has these juice grooves, and one thing that I've actually found super helpful is even when you're doing something like beans or like you need to rinse it first, having the juice grooves here is so helpful, because if you're using any other type of cutting board that's flat and does not have the juice grooves, when you're moving it around, there's still water that's going to drip. You can see it dripping, and then it just ends up in the juice groove. So this has been a really nice cutting board, solid, durable, and I feel good about using this for my family, knowing that I'm not introducing microplastics or anything extra into our bodies, and doing it like my grandma used to do it, with a solid wood quality cutting board.